All right, what's up, everybody? Marvell here. Um, Listen, I'm just gonna get straight to it, right? If you do not control your mind, someone else will, right? So this is just some stupid cliche. It's literally how this world works, right? So right now we live in a world where everybody's attention, their focus, their energy, it's all being hijacked, right? So you wake up, your phone is already telling you what to think, what to feel, and what to even want, right? And then you wonder why you feel like lost or anxious or stuck, right? If you don't control your own consciousness, somebody else who is controlling their own consciousness will program yours, right? So let's talk about what I call the comfort tax, right? So every time you choose comfort over growth, you are literally paying a tax, right? And that tax, what is it? It's your potential, right? So when you scroll instead of building, or you sleep instead of executing, you're essentially like numbing your mind with like instant dopamine, instant gratification, right? Instead of feeding with purpose, which ultimately compounds over time, right? And that's, as I just said, it compounds, right? So it's not linear, it's exponential. So you might not notice it today, but over the course of months and years and things of that sort, that comfort tax, it literally turns into regret. You know what I mean? Like you're watching someone else live the life that you were supposed to live. And ultimately the world regrets, pardon me, the world rewards people who can delay gratification, right? Those who can sit with discomfort and say, nah, I'm staying locked in until the mission is complete, right? Until the job is done, because discipline is freedom, right? Comfort, that's the real poison. And that's undisputable, right? Now, on the other side of that, there's flow, right? So I know you have those days where it's like, time disappears, everything just clicks, right? And you're just on that flow state. You know what I mean? Exactly what I said, the flow state. That's where your thoughts, your actions, and your environment, everything just aligns. And you really can't access that state without responsibility, right? So when you start taking responsibility for your habits, for your life, for everything, for your results, and you stop blaming others and you start creating, that's when that state really begins. You know what I mean? Like when you accept full responsibility over your life and you accept full control, once you realize that, life gets pretty simple, right? Because all you need to do is just do something, try something, analyze the results, reiterate, and just keep moving forward, right? Everything just simply becomes cause and effect. Like I've talked about this before, right? If I do this, I'm gonna get that. No emotion, just simply logic and power, right? And that's something that I think has really like changed not really changed my life, because I've operated that way for a long time, but it's something that really has like helped me throughout my life type shit. Because it's like, you know, when you operate on it that way, things become more guaranteed. Like your success damn near becomes guaranteed. Like it's simply just going to be a byproduct of that. Um, Another thing that changed my life is reading, or one thing that actually changed my life, I would say. Not really change it, but something that has been very beneficial was like this book called, I think it's called The Master Key System, right? So it teaches essentially that thought is the root of everything, right? So every result in your life, the money, the relationships, the opportunities, literally your entire life, it all began with thoughts that were either nurtured or neglected. You know what I mean? So everything, think about your entire life, everything is the result of a thought. Look at anything, right? If you look at a fucking massive skyscraper, or if you look at a bridge, it all began as a thought, or as a need that triggered a thought, and then somebody just brought that thought into fruition through willpower. What is it? Willpower, simply just attention on a specific end goal, right? So your mind is literally like a garden, right? If you plant seeds of like courage and confidence and abundance, ultimately that's what you'll grow, right? But if you plant fear and self-doubt, anxiety, and a lot of other fuckery, that's what you'll harvest as well. You know what I mean? So it's like, and this is said in many different ways. You've probably heard things like this before, but it really just comes down to the seeds that you're sowing. If you're sowing bad seeds, then you reap what you sow, quite literally, right? So the problem is that most people, they don't even know what they're planting. They're not conscious of it, right? They're not conscious of it at all, and they're not paying any attention to it. So they wake up every day and they're just reacting to external thoughts, TikTok news, drama, nonsense, people's opinions, just nonsense, right? And they wonder why their life is in chaos and like disorder, right? It's not random. Like this is all happening. Oh, I fucked up. This is all happening for a reason, right? It's not random. It's like reflective. So you have to consciously like guard your mind, right? Every thought is literally a seed, and emotion really is like water, right? You either like grow weeds or you grow wealth. You know what I mean? There's literally like a war for your mind going on right now, right? I don't think this is unique to right now. I'm pretty sure maybe at other periods in time there's always going to be a yin and a yang, a battle there, right? You know, companies are fighting for your attention, governments are fighting for your obedience and your attention. You know, society's fighting for conformity. So you really just gotta fight back with awareness, right? You got to fight back by simply just thinking of yourself, controlling your mind. And if you control the world within you, you know, the world outside becomes, you know, your playground. So you just got to question every thought that enters your head and like, yo, is this really constructive? Is this useful for me? Why am I thinking this? Why am I even entertaining these thoughts? And once you actually start analyzing it, you start realizing how much fuckery is entering your mind, like how much nonsense you're giving thought to and giving time to, and over time it adds up. And like if you're conscious of your mind for a day straight, you'll be surprised, bro. If you're like conscious of it and actually analyzing the thoughts that you're having and things of that sort, you know what I mean? But once you actually control your thoughts, you control your actions. Once you control your actions, you control the results. Once you control the results, you control reality, right? So, and that's when life starts getting different. You know what I mean? You start chasing and you start attracting, right? That's how that goes. People who are just like, they just attract everything towards them. That's what happens, right? You stop reacting and you start creating. You start acting. So that's pretty much what I just wanted to touch on. You know what I mean? When it comes to that, like that's essentially what I'm telling you, right? Your greatest battle, it isn't with other people, you know, it isn't with competition, it's with your own mind, yourself, right? So if you can master that, everything else simply becomes inevitable, right? And you'll be able to get exactly what you want. So I mean, start small, you know what I mean? Wake up and decide what kind of thoughts you're gonna allow into your mind today. And you know, guard your mind like your life literally depends on it, because it does, really. You know what I mean? But like your life really is just dependent upon like your predominant mental attitude. If you expect nothing but bad things are gonna happen. If you expect nothing but amazing things, your life's gonna be great. You know what I mean? And remember, if you do not control your own mind, someone else will. So once again, you know, stay sharp, stay disciplined, and stay free. But that's about it for this video. You know, once again, my name is Marvin Martin. This is my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna be dropping a lot of sauce right here. I run an AI agency for those of you who don't know. I'm pretty much documenting a lot of that on YouTube as well. So make sure to comment on this video if you liked anything here. Comment what videos you guys want to see me doing and things of that sort. Make sure to like as well. Make sure to subscribe too. And that's about it. I'm in Austin right now. Let me show you guys the view. It's a sick view. Well, it's not the best view of Austin, but it's still pretty nice. Then I go back in here. It's like misty outside, so you can come out here as well. That's it for this video, though. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.